I was starting to get worried if PlayStation was going to stop doing day-and-date games altogether, which is pretty much the reason I got PS Extra in the first place. I mean, the launch of Stray was such an absolute success, and we see Xbox Game Pass do day-and-date releases so damn well, so why not compete in some fashion? Well, they haven't stopped, thankfully, as the next game to be released in this fashion is one we'll be doing a full trophy guide for in this video. Tchia, a game inspired by New Caledonia, I have to resist the urge to call it Tchia, it's Tchia, is a great one to choose for the service, as without it, I was worried it was going to get lost in the clutter that is the PlayStation Store. And after playing it all the way through its story, it would have been a shame if only a few people played this. It's one of the most gorgeous games I've played, and a true testament of how art design and style can triumph overall. Couple in a great story, great characters, and an emphasis on the details, and New Caledonia looks like a great place I would like to visit one day. With that said, I cannot lie to myself and say the whole experience was great when you factor in the trophies, which is the thing you watch me for. The 5 to 7 hours I spent doing the story was excellent. Just chef's kiss, excellent. Then about 3 to 5 hours doing various collectibles was a good time. But it's not just a total of 10 to 12 hours to complete this trophy run, it's double that. So 20 to 25 hours where more than half of it felt unfulfilling is not a great time. I'll show you what I mean in this video. Don't get me wrong, the game is lovely, but if you're a casual trophy hunter, I'm going to show you why you might not want to fully platinum this game. For the hardcore trophy hunters who are going all the way, this guide will show you the fastest way you can get the New Caledonian PLAT. This is Platinum Hunters, the show where we take a look at everything it takes to get the Platinum Trophy and whether it's worth the effort to achieve it. I mentioned Stray already, which I said was the best Platinum run I played in 2022, so if you want to check out that video, I've got it already. It's just in the card above you, and of course subscribe for more trophy guide videos just like this because you might just find your next Platinum Trophy. I broke it down pretty well in the intro, but now it's time to give you some more context. First, you will want to complete the story and reach the end game, which is essentially just free roam where you can clean up the stuff you're missing. Then, all your collecting efforts are going to go into filling up the journal and getting 100% game completion, which will net you a bunch of collectible trophies along the way. This is the part of the trophy run that I think might put a bunch of people off, because if I tally up all the collectibles in the map and quest tab of the pause menu, we get a total of 580 collectibles, and that does not include some extra things you have to collect in the journal. This is a lot, no joke, and 2/3 of your playtime will be spent grabbing them. Then there are some extra fun trophies thrown in for good measure. Thanks to the ability to free roam the lands, you can't miss anything. Plus, there is Chapter Select to assist you with some other trophies that might have been missable otherwise, so that's good. If you're ready to embark on this journey, hop on the boat with me, and note that I have a ton of guides in the description below that will make collecting all this easier, including interactive maps, location for key collectibles, and walkthroughs to ensure you're collecting all of this as painlessly as possible. Okay, here we go. New Caledonia is now our oyster. We will start this trophy guide by mentioning the Journey Onwards trophy, which is our only unmissable story trophy you collect for beating the game and reaching the end game. The end game is just essentially free roam where you can clean up everything you need to do. I found the story and characters to be so good and so heartwarming. But what is great is that the story doesn't pull its punches just because it's got this sunny island vacation aesthetic. The game can get dark and borderline disturbing, despite its vibrant nature, and that was something I was not expecting from it. Another great part of the game is when they break out the music sequences and you get to play them like a rhythm game. The songs are awesome and you already know how much I love this type of stuff. At the end of every music sequence, you're shown how you did with a percentage, and for the Shredder trophy, you'll need to get 100% on any one of the music sections. That's right, we're going for the FC, baby! Some of these songs will come fast and furious, but some of the other songs are slower, and these are the ones where you can easily get 100%. However, there's one thing I have to complain about, and I hope they patch this. Why is the autoplay button the same button as the one you use to play these mini games? When I am trying to move quickly from note to note and I accidentally click in the left stick, that sends the game into autoplay mode and I miss the opportunity to get 100% of the notes. And I checked, you can't remap the button in the options menu. So when you're trying to go for 100%, make sure you don't accidentally send it into autoplay mode. Just be careful. One more thing to note about this trophy is that by the end of your adventure, you will run out of music sequences to get this trophy on, and you can't replay them naturally. But what prevents this trophy from being missable is good old chapter select. Just use it to go back and replay any of the music sequences so you can get the trophy. I recommend doing one with hand clap sequences instead of the chord ones, as that's where I got my trophy. Tchia is special not just because she is our main hero. She has the power to possess animals and objects. This mechanic called soul jumping can make for some very funny moments and be very useful for completing the game. We will be talking about it way more in the guide, but let's cover the trophy Soul Cannon now. To get the trophy, you have to first soul jump into any object that's not an animal, and then soul throw it, which ejects you out of the object, but sends it flying through the sky. To get the trophy, soul jump right back into the object the moment you throw it, so you can ride along with it. Time slows down when you use your soul ability, so you have time to aim and jump right back into the propelled object. If you do it right, you'll get the trophy. Now, one more trophy before we get into the meat and potatoes of this guide that I keep complaining about is Clay Pigeon. And it's simple. Whip out your slingshot and shoot any flying bird. Just make sure they're flying through the air because you can't peg a bird that is sitting on the ground, it won't count. This is a mean trophy, I mean, let's be honest, but whatever it takes, I guess. Okay, now that you've reached the end game, it's time to work on the big undertaking that is getting 100% game completion for the C'est de Wiz trophy. Oui, oui. 20 hours is quaint compared to other games like Assassin's Creed Valhalla and company. But I already said my piece in the beginning of the video. Let's just focus on how you can get this all done faster. I'm going to present all the information in an order that will help you efficiently get 100% and shout out the other trophies along the way. Everything you need to get for the grand total is in the pause menu under the journal tab. It's a big list of things to do, and a good way to keep track of most of it is on the map and quest tab, which tallies up what you've found so far. So we are going to start with all these things and circle back to the rest. To make your life so much simpler, plant all the map markers on screen by hitting up all the point of views first. You'll get the ahem trophy after you've shouted from all 15 of the points of view. They will appear on the map once you get in proximity of them, and upon shouting from them, every map marker in the viewpoint's vicinity will be on the map. No guesswork and no guides now. It's all on the map. Next, you'll need to be able to fast travel between the two maps because ain't nobody want to swim that distance between them every time. There are 10 boat docks and the Globetrotter trophy for activating them all. These docks serve the dual purpose of spawning your boat and allowing you to fast travel to another dock that you visited before. The boat is important too, as there are a few small islands that have no dock, and the boat is the fastest way to get to those places. So if you're looking for pure efficiency when getting these trophies, this is another great way to achieve that. Third thing you should do is start unlocking a bunch of campfires, especially the inland ones. You'll have to get all 36 of them for the Happy Camper trophy, but if you want to save some for later, that's fine too. The point of getting a bunch of these right away is so you have a way to replenish your soul gauge, which determines how long you can possess an animal or object. When you're trying to scoot around the island as quick as possible, you don't want your gauge to run out before you get to your destination. So while your soul gauge is not fully upgraded, just stop at a campfire and replenish it. It naturally regenerates when not in use, but only to a maximum of half. It's really helpful to have the full bar at your disposal. So on that note, the next step is to go to all the stone balancing locations on the map, because they unlock these incredibly helpful things called soul melodies. Plus you get the audiophile trophy when you unlock all 14 of them. Some of these soul melodies are unlocked from the start, some of them are unlocked at different points of the story, but the rest come from doing these stone balancing minigames, which I always mess up. Why won't this damn stone stay? I swear it's flat. The reason I focus on these things next is because you can whip out your ukulele, play the corresponding chords, and then make helpful things happen, like spawning a bird for flying, a dog for quick ground running, a crab, which is weird but trust me, you'll need it later, and even a zitiwa, which is this fast moving bird snake thing. Cool! You are zipping from marker to marker, so you'll need these soul melodies to spawn something to get you there faster, and trust me, you'll be taking out the ukulele a lot. Your stamina and your soul gauge are the 2 meters that will slow you down if you don't work on upgrading them. Good thing we have a way to do just that and get some trophies in the process. Let's start with the simpler one of the two, body and soul. It's for upgrading your soul meter to the max total of 10 slots. This is amazing for allowing you to possess things for much longer. To do that, you will need to visit every totem shrine and eat every soul fruit inside of them. But it's not as simple as walking up on the door and knocking and getting the fruits to go. First, you will need the corresponding totem with the correct pattern as the one on the door. You can carve it out at the places with the totem head markers on the map. Then once you flash the badge to get in, you will have a challenge awaiting you. They are not all the same and have some nice variety to them. I really like the ball obstacle course, and one of them is even a music sequence, and I wrecked this totem at tic-tac-toe. Just completely destroyed him. First try, GG, no return your game, bro, you're trash. At the end of the challenge is the soul fruit, so chow down and upgrade your soul gauge some more. So now we have the stamina, and it's a bit more complicated than that. We'll have to boost up our stamina numbers to 120 for the Livewire trophy, and that is indeed the max. This stamina works a lot like Breath of the Wild, as it goes down while you're climbing and swimming. The reason I am saying complicated is that there are 3 ways you can increase your stamina. The first way is by collecting the small stamina fruits that are littered across the map. There are 58 of them growing all over, and you just have to go to the map markers to collect them. Each of these small fruits will increase your stamina by a measly 1 point each. Okay then, how do we make up the rest? This is where we get into a few other activities. I will fully explain them in a bit, but you receive a stamina fruit each time you burn the last fabric pile inside of a mono camp, aka a soldier camp. Then you have to collect the remaining stamina points by collecting big stamina fruit worth 3 points while doing the treasure map hunt, because they are located in those specific treasure chests. If you add all of these fruits plus what Tchia starts with, you will reach your grand total of 120 and get the trophy. The soldier camps get their own trophy called Liberator, and you have to clear out all the riffraff in these 33 locations. In order to do this, you need to burn all these possessed fabric dudes and all the fabric piles that uncover a sweet reward when you burn them. Remember that the last fabric pile in every camp will give you a stamina fruit. It starts off pretty easy with 3 to 5 enemies and a couple fabric piles to clear, and these dummies seem to like keeping fire and explosives right beside them, which is the very thing that kills them. Seriously, you just have to soul jump into a fire log and you can start wiping these morons out easily. Some of the later soldier camps, though, are going to be way more heavily fortified with soldier counts in the 20s, a lot more fabric piles, and this new enemy you have to take out called Sentinels. They usually sit up in high places, so you're going to need to stash some explosives in your backpack and plant one beside them like a C4. Or soul jump into the explosive and be the C4. All these camps present varying degrees of challenge to complete, but singeing fabric until you clear out all 33 of them is the way you get this trophy. The soldier camps are where you have to get the energy saver trophy, in which you need to burn 3 enemies at once. This was a bit tricky to get in the smaller camps, but when you are swarmed by soldiers in the bigger camps, it's much easier. Keep bouncing around as an explosive until you get a crowd of at least 3 soldiers beside you. Then ignite yourself and hope the soldiers stay close enough while the fuse timer is going down. If you kill 3 soldiers with 1 detonation, you got this trophy. Now I know what you're thinking, big dog. What if you cleared out all the soldier camps but didn't get the trophy? Chapter select. Got you covered. Just go back in time and nothing is missable in this trophy run. Trust me. Now for the big treasure hunt we mentioned earlier, which also gets the Historian trophy. This trophy is specifically for finding and collecting all 21 treasures, which is one hell of a treasure hunt. Usually X marks the spot 3 or 4 times if you're lucky, but this one has a lot of rewards for you and it's going all over the place. Sometimes even some deep waters and dark caves. Each time you find a treasure chest, you will receive a cosmetic reward, a new treasure map, the key for the next chest, and sometimes those big stamina fruits we are looking for. So the treasure map leads to the next, and if you want to challenge yourself, you can try to guess where all the chests are based on the hints. But I used the guide down below after the first 5 or so. I got impatient. You can use it too. One thing to note is that some of these treasure chests will need to be dug out of the ground via a dog, snipped open using a crab, or sometimes both. Good thing we unlocked the soul melodies that let us spawn what we need on demand. Follow the trail and happy hunting. For most of these activities we've been talking about, the game will award us a ton of cosmetics for both Tchia and her boat. You can even trick out the boat too. And that's great because for the Fashion Victim trophy, we need all of them. Yeah, we have to unlock every cosmetic in the game for both Tchia and her boat. While you're working on 100% game completion, you will get a good majority of them by doing the story, music sequences, the treasure map hunt, and even the soldier camps when you burn the fabric piles. But on the map, there are plenty of valuables in chests just lying around which will give you cosmetics. In fact, there are a total of 37 on the map, and if you add the ones in the soldier camps, that makes up the 95 stated in the map and quest tab. Then there are the cosmetic boxes that look like presents, and those have cosmetics in them too. These cosmetic boxes are located in select places like small villages and beside a few select docks. But these things are not free, even though they are wrapped up nicely like a gift. No, they have varying costs that require 2 other items you have to find: clam pearls and braided trinkets. They will both be marked on the map with the pearls appearing in bays and reefs, and the trinkets being pretty much everywhere else. And if you haven't looked over to the map tab yet, you have to collect 80 clam pearls and 180 braided tickets. Why? This is the stuff that makes this whole trophy run so tedious. Why does there need to be so many of these? Why not just make the prices of these things smaller? You'll spend a quarter of your journey just grabbing these alone, and you need them to pay for these cosmetic boxes. Now, inside one of these boxes in the Ting village, I hope I said that right, has a full crab outfit in it. You'll need it so you can get the Snip Snip trophy for wearing the complete crab outfit. After you purchase it, head over to any campfire and put on the items you received. That's the hat, special outfit, and don't forget the crab backpack. Now you're looking very red and pinchy. The trophy is the same deal, except now you have to wear the complete pirate outfit as well as decking out your boat with pirate gear too. First go to the city of Amoon and purchase a cosmetic box with the gear in it. Then go to a nearby campfire to play dress up. You need the hat, the outfit, and one of the eye patches. Then you have to go to a nearby dock because that's where you customize your boat. You'll need to change your big and small sails to the pirate cosmetics, and that should pop the trophy right then and there. If you've gotten all the cosmetics from the things I mentioned earlier already, you now just have to get the ones found inside the claw machines. I freaking hate these in real life, and I swear they're rigged, but you'll have to pull out the remaining cosmetics if you want them all. When you eventually get the hang of it and win your first one, you'll get the In a Pinch trophy. There are 2 machines, and they're located in the exact same places where the purchasable cosmetic boxes are, so convenient. Each machine has 4 or so collectibles, so not too many to worry about. The claw machine in Ting village is especially notable because in order to get the fashion faux pas trophy, you have to win the umbrella hat cosmetic that's inside and then wear it to pop the trophy. This hat is not a faux pas, it's functional. Now, one thing I haven't mentioned yet is that the claw machine will only work if you throw trophies in it. Not PlayStation trophies, but the ones you can get from completing any of the challenges. It doesn't matter if the trophy is bronze, silver, or gold, you will get 3 tries with the claw for every trophy you throw into the machine. So you will need a few of these trophies to make sure you can pull out the cosmetics. You can even pull gold trophies out of the claw machine too, so that's helpful for keeping your count high. I guess we can talk about the time challenges next then. In relation to 100% completion, yeah, you'll need to beat every challenge at gold rank in order for it to count to your ongoing list. There are a total of 5 shooting ranges, 5 diving boards, and 16 ring races for you to ace. I found the shooting ranges to be the toughest ones to get gold ranks on, but there is a trick to them. Aim for the higher point targets, which are usually the small multicolored targets first, and then when they're all gone you can focus on the ones that get you 10 to 15 points piecemeal. The good thing is, some of these smaller targets that you already hit pop back up so you can cash in on them again. The rest of the challenge comes from your ability to use the slingshot. Definitely challenging, but follow my advice and there are only 5 of them. The diving board challenges, in contrast, are really easy to get golds, so long as you stick the landing. When you jump off the board, hold the right trigger and pick a direction to do the flip in. Depending on the height of the jump, you want to incorporate 2 or 3 flips in different directions into it before you hit the water. And finally, you need to be head first when you hit the water, or else no points will be awarded to you. Got to be an Olympic quality dive or they won't give you any trophies. Now you just have to do the race challenges, which come in many varieties. We got animal sprints, bird flying, boat courses, and even foot races. They all involve going from ring to ring till you reach the end, like this is Superman 64 except not complete and utter seagull shit. Oh, I forgot to tell you, you can poop on command in this game. Just thought that info would be helpful in some way, I don't know. But anyways, these races look daunting, but they're honestly not too bad once you figure out how to control these things. For instance, Tchia can slide down hills if you hit the crouch button while running. This is a big time saver for the foot races. The bird ones are probably the worst as the flying controls suck and it's easy to miss rings. Just restart the challenge if you missed one because sometimes it's hard to recalibrate yourself and go back for what you missed. The rest is up to your platforming abilities, and once you get all the gold trophies for all of these time challenges, that's another part of the journal complete. It's too bad we don't get any PlayStation trophies for these challenges and all this effort getting good. Then there's the Iconoclast trophy for clearing out all the Meavora statues. Other than for 100% completion, there's no other real overarching reason we have for destroying them. We're doing it because he's an asshole. There are 10 of them you need to blow up, so not too many. The easiest way to do this is by using the soul melody with the bomb plant, as it's on-demand explosives. If you don't have that soul melody yet, just stash some explosives in your backpack that you can whip out and blow up the statues. Getting back to the journal tab, finishing the story fully and doing all of those trophies and activities should fill out almost everything in the journal aside from maybe one section. Our last category, and yes, you still need to fill it out, is the animals. By the end of the trophy run, there were some animals I still needed to find, in particular a bunch of different fish species, and a dugong. You get to be a dugong in this freaking game. Amazing! The one that took me a while to find was the banded sea crate, which ended up appearing along the shoreline. What you can do to help you is use the attract animals soul melody to have the fish, mammals, and reptiles come to you, and then this is the perfect opportunity to add them to your journal. Sometimes the journal just updates when you get close to a new animal, but for others, I had to soul jump into them, so keep that in mind. I have a guide with the full list of animals and where their habitats are, so you can go to those locations and get them. Same with the fauna. Now you have fully completed the journal and got 100% completion. Like I said before, this was a bit of an unfulfilling grind, but now it's done. Onwards to our last trophy, and it's a fun one. Hit that like button if you're having fun. And if you don't hit the like button, I'm just going to assume you got scared off by the 100% completion stuff. For our last trophy of the guide, I saved this spoiler-ish trophy to the end, and you'll appreciate the name of the trophy once I explain it. But spoiler warning ahead here, as I'm trying to vaguely reference something that happens in the final cutscene of the game. The trophy is called Thing, and you get the trophy simply by soul jumping into Puidua's severed hand. I told you you'd appreciate the reference. Now go watch Wednesday on Netflix, it's really good. Anyways, Puidua acts a fool and loses his hand while they are trying to escape, and his hand falls near the helipad near Meavora's hut. Just look in the truck and there it is. Soul jump into it and this final trophy is yours. Too bad we didn't get to soul jump into his nose at the beginning too, but that was the first time Tchia used her powers, so oh well. That, my friends, was a huge adventure here on New Caledonia, a place I didn't even know existed until the appearance of this game. I feel like I know it like the back of my hand now, considering how many times I ran across it back and forth. Very lovely place, I must say. But if you've stopped a hungry dictator with powers, collected a crap ton of collectibles, possessed every creature on the island, jammed to a bunch of awesome songs, and collected all the trophies, congratulations! You will be awarded the New Caledonian Platinum Trophy for Tchia. Indie games like these don't typically get additional DLC or add-on trophy sets, but sometimes they do. This game is new at the time of recording this, so we have to wait and see. Check in the description below for any updates, and if it's substantial content, I'll make its own Platinum Hunters New Game Plus video covering the new trophies. Overall, I can't really say that every aspect of the trophy run was fulfilling, but the game itself, ignoring the trophies, is wonderful. It's colorful, it plays great, it's cultured, and really worth seeing to the end of the story because it's a very heartwarming one despite a few moments that may be disturbing. I mean, I've seen worse in stuff like Gears of War, but when it's presented in a cute stylized way like this, it catches you off guard. Okay, I hear you shouting through the screen. What's up? 20 to 25 hours is not a long grind compared to stuff like Cyberpunk 2077 or Assassin's Creed Odyssey? Yeah, sure. And those games have collectible grind problems too. The thing most open world games don't know how to control is the density of their content. This game could have benefited from cutting the number of collectibles in half, and it would have made for a better trophy run. When 2/3 of your time is spent just running around the map, doing a few tasks over and over while listening to a bunch of podcasts, it's too much. I hope I'm getting my point across, because I know I keep saying the same damn things over and over again every time I cover an open world game. But anyways, Tchia is on PlayStation Plus Extra, so go download it right now and play it however long you want to, but at least finish the story content and reach the end game, because this game has so much soul. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed my rant. We're just getting started, because the next game that I'll probably put on the channel is way worse when it comes to collectibles. I think you know what that game is. But before that, we got our tier list to make, because we've hit episode 75, which means we gotta cover the tier list of episodes between 51 and 75. So look out for that. It's coming to the channel very soon. And of course, I hope all your trophy hunting expeditions go incredibly well. Sunny, no rain, on a beautiful island like New Caledonia. And peace out.